Hello everyone, it's winter time. You know, the seasons are changing, and I figured it'd be a good time to do a little quick update on my everyday carry, what I carry on a daily basis. I don't really know why people like these videos, but I do enjoy making them, and they seem to get a good reaction. Kind of a good way to kind of discuss what I'm carrying, and then sometimes I see people make recommendations based on what I'm carrying on how to improve what I'm carrying, or why I shouldn't carry certain things. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today, and I'm very happy to be in a position where I can kind of share this input. It's very cool. Before we get going though, I do want to say a quick thank you to the sponsor of today's video. It is Merrick Health. Now, for those of you that don't know, Merrick Health is a men's health and women's health optimization clinic. A lot of the stuff they do is TRT, but they also focus on a lot of longevity stuff. If you've ever thought about improving your livelihood and you've had struggles in the past, honestly, Merrick Health has been a huge help for me, huge resource. Even if you don't think you're low T, it's a good idea for you as a man. I know there's women that watch this channel, all 7% of you, but if you're a man watching this and you are a young guy, I would highly recommend getting it checked out, getting a good baseline, understand where you're at now. Maybe there's room for improvement. Some of the stuff that they've helped me with, just diet and exercise related, has been a huge improvement to my overall livelihood and just how I feel on a daily basis. I'll talk about them more at the end, but again, thank you to Merrick Health for sponsoring me. Everyday carry, stuff that you carry in your pockets. A lot of the stuff is fun when it comes to gadgets, doodads, that kind of thing, but we're going to kind of talk about just real quick. We're going to do this as fast as possible. In the past, these videos have been 20 minutes or so. I'm going to try to keep them a little bit shorter this time. We will see at the end if I lied. So one of the big things that a lot of people that are into everyday carry, they talk about is flashlights. Now, two that I carry on a kind of alternating basis are the Modlite PLH V2 with one of the handheld bodies. Some people really like the Modlite OKW. The OKW is basically just a laser beam, and yeah, you can see out pretty far with it, but I find that the PLH V2 is a much better balance of candelas and lumens. Now, lumens is basically, I'm going to butcher this, but this is generally a simple way to understand it. Lumens is how much light goes out the end. Candela is the intensity at certain points and certain distances. So a lot of flashlights say, oh, we got 1 bajillion lumens, but you notice it's more of a floodlight and you can't really see anything. It's kind of good to have a balance. The OKW is a good head, but it's just all candela. The PLH V2 is a good balance. I really like it. These are expensive lights, and they only really have one mode. It's either all or nothing. And with flashlights, I like to do the, if it's going to be a defensive flashlight, air quotes on that, I like to do the does it suck test, where you put it out about arm's length and you go, man, and if it doesn't make you think, wow, that sucks, it's not bright enough. So PLH V2, downsides though, it's all or nothing. It's not the most useful for regular everyday stuff, just like, checking underneath the refrigerator when you happen to drop something and it somehow manages to slide across the fridge all the way underneath there. So that's where this actually comes in. I was carrying either the long body Modlite or the short body Modlite for a while, and I still carry this often. But what I've found has taken front seat more often than not lately has been the Surefire Stiletto Pro. They have the Stiletto and the Stiletto Pro. Stiletto Pro is, I believe, a metal construction versus polymer. I might be wrong on that, but I really do like the Stiletto Pro. You can change which way you carry it. I carry this with the body pointing downwards so that when I pull it out of my pocket, I can just go like this and turn it on. It's got some pretty neat features on it. It has programmable buttons on it, but you can set it so that you have a button on the front which cycles in various brightness right there. And then on the back, if you press this button, it just goes full power, which is very nice. You can use this as a very just easy, quick, you grab it, if you're doing one-handed shooting. I took a low light course with Mike Glover at Route 66, and that was really cool. I was able to use this as well as my weapon mounted light. If you're going to carry a gun, you absolutely need to carry a flashlight. It's dark 50% of the time, depending on what time of year it is. I guess in Alaska, sometimes it's dark 100% of the time during certain days, but I don't live in Alaska. This is a very good option. It allows you to do normal, just looking around the house. I mean, look, this is so dim for the lowest setting that you can't even see it on the camera. Turn it up to mid setting. Now we're cooking. High setting. Now that's actually pretty damn bright. This is plenty bright for me to light up anything that I would reasonably have to shoot with a handgun at any distance like that. But it's also an excellent handheld light that fits in your pocket very comfortably. You can see how thin that is. This sits in your pocket a lot more comfortably than something like a round body or long flashlight like this. And it's got more useful settings. They're both very expensive lights. I have carried some other pen lights in the past, but for me, I'm a gear whore, and I had an opportunity to pick up one of these, so I did. Surefire actually, their rep, Andrew, thank you very much, man, hooked me up at the Armed in May event. So that's my flashlight situation. More often than not, I'm carrying the Surefire, but I do really still love the Mod Light. They're awesome rifle lights and fantastic handheld lights. They're just very, very powerful. Now, knives, I'm a bit of a knife whore. I have been getting sent a lot in the Tac Pack subscription boxes that I was doing for a while. I haven't re-upped on those in a while. I got a few boxes in a row that I wasn't super pleased on, and I was just, you know what, I kind of moved away from them for a bit. We will see if I change my mind in the future. I've been rotating between these two here. This is the Benchmade 940-1. It is a carbon fiber scale with a super sharp blade. I really like it. It handles well. It's fairly light. It's fairly thin. Got a long enough blade to where I feel comfortable cutting stuff open with, but let's be real. Knives, 90% of what you use them for is to open Amazon packages, so we don't have to get too crazy. But again, if you're watching this video, chances are you are interested in neat gadgets, doodads, and that kind of thing, and you're willing to spend a good amount of money on a knife. This Kershaw, also very small, very light. I really do like it. It's very thin. It flicks open very easily with just the little part of the blade on the back. You just go pop it open, and I really like that. The Benchmade has the Axis lock system, very cool. Some people really don't like Benchmade for some involvement that they had cutting up guns from a local police department. I'm not going to get too far into that. I already own the knife, not really going to get rid of it. Pretty self-explanatory. But I do really like this Kershaw. It's very small, and it's just a lot more low profile, which again fits into why I swapped over to this Surefire as opposed to the Mod Light. I just found that for what I'm doing with a knife, smaller knife still gets the job done. Now, random little things that aren't as fun before we get into the guns and body armor stuff. And yes, I did say body armor there. AirPods, because I like to listen to stuff, watch YouTube videos without blasting that in public. You don't want to be that guy watching a Grand Thumb video talking about tips to butts while you're on a public transportation or something like that. Or just at the grocery store. AirPods, because they're nice to have. They connect with my iPhone well. Chapstick, because when you're kissing the homies goodnight, you don't want to have chapped lips. Got SPF in it. Okay, now, fun stuff. Before I talk about the gun, I'm going to talk about body armor. I actually have a few things here. So, before I was working with Premier Body Armor as an affiliate, I guess working with might not be the right term. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But before I had any sort of connections with Premier Body Armor, one of my Subscribestar members, Mongoose, actually sent out this little pad that he had in one of his Vertex bags. I've actually repurposed that and put it in this little tiny bag that I use for like camera gear and stuff when I'm just traveling around. But this is a level 3A plate that will stop all common handgun rounds that fits in this little pouch in my backpack. When I started working with Premier Body Armor or got signed up as an affiliate, one of the things they sent me that was actually super cool was this laptop case. This laptop case, while it is definitely the most expensive soft laptop case I've ever owned, is by far my favorite. Again, this will stop any level 3A rated threat. So all your 940, 45 ACP, any pistol round typically, other than some weird oddball calibers out there, will be stopped by this. Now, yes, this is a very expensive laptop case, but it actually does have a fair amount of padding, and I feel comfortable just walking around with this. It's got a little pocket on the front where I keep all my dongles because, yes, I do own a Mac laptop, which means you are on that dongle life. So I really do like this. Now, obviously, like if I were living in a situation where I could like carry around, you know, an AR-15 and body armor and a ballistic helmet, that would be a lot more prepared. You would be a lot more capable. You would also be a fucking weirdo if you walked around in public on a normal ass day, tooted and booted, dressed like you're about to go invade Afghanistan or PUBG, whatever it is that you guys are into. So having things like this, like these soft body armor panels that fit into a normal looking backpack, like this is a normal ass backpack. And these will fit in any of your JanSports. This just happens to be a Maxpedition bag that they sent me with this. This carried on your back, I guess if it's like maybe a little bit lower, like right there, that covers up a whole lot. And, you know, yeah, I'm just so fucking jacked. You know, they don't make one big enough. Obviously, I'm not. I'm just messing around. A little bit of high energy today. I don't know what it is. I'm just feeling myself. But this in a backpack is a lot more casual. So this doesn't say a weight on it, but it's actually pretty light. I mean, I would say this is about as heavy as like a thick magazine. That's probably a way to describe it. So it really goes unnoticed. It sits in my backpack, and when it's in the backpack, it adds a little bit of rigidity so it doesn't just flop over on itself. I don't know if that really matters to you, but I do actually very much like that. It allows you to have a passive means of defending yourself, especially in situations where you wouldn't be able to have a gun. Maybe you're going somewhere. Typically, this is going to be just fine to have with you, whereas you might have to go through metal detectors somewhere and not be able to bring a gun with you. So, some people say this is a level of like paranoia, but for me, I don't even think about this. I completely forget that this is there until I open up my backpack and I see that little label sticking out the top saying Premier Body Armor. And so for me, that's very interesting. I do like it. It integrates into my life very well, very easily. They sell all kinds of other stuff, but for me, I think the backpack panels are definitely the way to go. Now, before we talk about the Rudy Tooty Point and Shooty, we're going to talk about wallets. This is just a basic little minimalist leather wallet. It's nothing fancy. You can find some on them on Amazon for like $12. All right, now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Now, if you watched any of my videos talking about my holster and how I'm going back to the sidecar holster, you would know that I am back with the T-Rex Arms sidecar, and yet again, the same exact gun that I've been carrying all the time. Now, yep, same exact gun that I've been carrying for a long time now. Glock 19 MOS with a Surefire X300 and a Hollow Sun red dot. No change to the internals, no modifications to this gun. Pop off the plate that comes with the gun, pop on the red dot of your choosing. Very simple. The Glock 19 is a good sized gun. It's not so big that you can't carry it. However, sometimes it's a little bit too big. So I do find myself occasionally carrying something a little bit smaller. A Desert Eagle. No, I do have the Desert Eagle on my CCW, but I also have an LCP too. It's a little pocket gun, a little 380, but I find that 99% of the time, if I'm leaving the house, I'm wearing clothing that can work with this gun here. I also carry a backup mag. Now, if I'm not feeling like carrying a backup mag, the coolest thing about this holster from T-Rex Arms is you can pop out this little pin in the spine and then pop on just a standalone clip so that this would be either a holster you could use at, strong side carry or appendix carry with both clips. It's a pretty neat holster setup. It's fairly expensive, but they don't charge more for a weapon-mounted light version, which I do think is very neat. This holster has a few downsides, though, very minor. This little back pocket that zips up into the rear of this Maxpedition bag, I can't actually fit it in here with the extra mag attached with this attachment on it. And in the center console of my truck, if I wanted to take the gun off on a long drive and put it in the center console, it doesn't actually fit with the spare mag attachment. Very minor gripe, but it's something that I've noticed in my life. Obviously, when you're carrying this much freaking gun on you, you're going to run into situations where you can't put this in as small of a space. So if that's something you're not interested in, you can get one of the more standard holsters. I really do like A&R Designs holsters, and I like the T-Rex Arms. Those are kind of my two go-to companies when it comes to holsters. A&R Design, if I'm looking for more of just a simple, just the gun and a light, or just the gun itself holster. If I want an appendix rig that's going to allow the addition of a second mag, this is definitely what I'm going to be going with. When it comes to the concept of should you have a weapon light, I think for me, the answer is yes. But then you're thinking, well, then should I also carry a handheld light? And again, the answer is yes. Bare minimum, you should have a gun and a handheld light because you can't shoot at what you can't see, and chances are bad things happen at night, so you should probably have the ability to see. So for me, I say weapon light is absolutely handheld light, absolutely mandatory. Weapon light, if you can spare the room in your nether region, depending on how you carry, it might be right up next to your tiddly bits, whatever it is you got down there. Don't know, don't care, don't want to know. I would do both. Personally, I go the route of both because the way I carry, it doesn't poke me right in the Johnson. It just kind of sits next to it and says, what's up? So for me, it works. Some body types, it doesn't work. I'm really curious what you guys have to say about this. I enjoy making these videos. I am now pushing the 17-minute mark, so I lied. But again, I really do appreciate everyone's support. When it comes to CCW carrying, preparedness, that kind of thing, one of the things that a lot of people really do overlook, though, is their personal and physical health. that's really a big thing that I've been focusing on this last year. I think it was August or September of last year in 2020. I kind of had let myself go just a little bit. I wasn't like morbidly obese or anything, but I was 6'2", 200 pounds, and I was soft. I was the epitome of the word skinny fat. And I didn't like that. I saw that and I just said, no, thank you. One of the things that I did was I bought a home gym that same day after seeing a video of myself. And then I spent the last year working out a ton, and along the way, I got hooked up with Merrick Health. And the reason that happened was I was looking for some pre-workout. Someone said, hey, check out this company called Gorilla Mode. Here's a video. I end up stumbling across this YouTuber named Derek from More Plates, More Dates, and I saw a lot of his videos were very informative. He talked about a lot about steroids, TRT, health optimization, that kind of stuff. And it was just a topic that was fairly interesting to me. I studied biology in college, so I found a lot of the topics stimulating mentally. And so I would comment on a lot of the videos. A lot of them were kind of like, comedic videos. So I would leave just like random little comments. And then one day I get a DM from Derek, and it was kind of funny because I knew that he had this health clinic, Merrick Health, and I was thinking, man, I should get my blood work done. And I literally had in my phone one of the tabs. I was filling out the information. I said, I'll fill that out tomorrow. And then I checked my Instagram DMs randomly one day after forgetting about that for a week or so. And I see a DM from him, and I think to myself, what the fuck is this? And apparently, the head medical director was aware of my stuff, Dr. Gillette, and he said, hey, you should reach out to this guy. I've seen some of his comments on your videos. Maybe we can like hook him up, maybe get something going. And I did some blood work through them, and thankfully for me, my testosterone levels and my hormone profile was pretty good. And that kind of makes sense because at that point I had been working out consistently and was in much better shape, eating a lot better for about 6-8 months at that time. And the work that I have done with them and getting stuff squared away as far as my diet specific needs that came that were apparent after looking at my blood work has helped me feel so much better. I think the best endorsement that I can give on this is saying that through the work that I've done with them and through what they've been able to guide me and their help and guidance has made me just feel good. I don't notice my body throughout. I don't have random aches or pains. I don't have weird discomforts. I just feel good. And I think that's honestly just a very freeing feeling. And for me, it's good to know where I'm at because, hey, maybe 5-6 years down the road, I get blood tested again and I find out that my testosterone went from, 700 to 400 and nothing's really changed and I got everything squared away. Well, that's a good reference point to have to know that there might be something going on. Having that background information, even if you don't think there's anything going wrong, having real preventative and optimization medicine and a team that really understands this stuff in your camp is huge. And I'm so happy to be working with them. I got a code down in the description down below. It'll be Reno 10. I'm very happy to have them on my side. I hope that you check them out. Merrick Health has been a huge help for me, and I hope that they can help you as well. You guys know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace.